Hey class, it's David Patrick Green, davidpatrickgreen.com, hackhollywood.com, actorpower.com. I don't know if you've already noticed, but I'm kind of having I don't know if I'd call it a bad hair day, but a weird hair day. Got a mirror here and it's not really behaving itself, but hey. Maybe you guys will like it. So why are we here today? Why am I here talking to you today? It's to discuss isms. Okay, in particular, ageism. But really the big question is, when are you too old to start acting? Or are you too old to start acting? Or is it time for you to quit acting because you're a certain age or because you haven't achieved a certain level of success by a certain stage? And there are people who will tell you, oh, if you haven't made it by now, you're never going to make it, right? I mean, people are going to say that. People say a lot of stupid, you know what. So the thing is, nobody knows the answer to that. The only person who knows the answer is you. And so really all it is it's a personal decision. But Hollywood per se, or the acting industry per se, or frankly anyone who might hire you or might see you as an actor, couldn't give a rat's, you know what, how old you are. They don't care. All they care about is whether you can fulfill a need that they have. And so as long as they are still writing parts for people of different ages, they will always need new actors, because Hollywood and the movie business and the entertainment business is always looking for the next thing. And it doesn't have to be the next young thing. It doesn't have to be the next pretty female thing or the next black thing, white thing, Asian thing, Hispanic thing. It's always constantly changing. So if you think that the trend that's going on now is going to continue forever, you're sadly mistaken, my friend. And so if you haven't quite caught on yet, you may catch on next year. And I mean, I'm a perfect example, okay? I always like to just hold myself up as the shining example of the person who should have never worked a day in his life. For so many reasons, it's incalculable. But I started taking my first acting class at age 37, I think I was. I can't even remember. My brain has changed so much since then. I have no recollection of when that was. But I had no business taking any acting classes. I had no art background whatsoever. I mean, I was useless in art. I couldn't understand art, drawing and all that stuff. And anything involving standing in front of people was just like, just get me out of there. And I guess maybe when I grew up a little and I found myself in a position where I wanted to change things, and things changed for me, meaning I got laid off from my big-time corporate consulting job where I was making six figures and getting signing bonuses. It was crazy, right? But when that hammer came down on me and all of my colleagues, well, we were like, okay, so what do we do now? Right? What do we do now? Well, for me, it was, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be doing what to me was meaningless work for large corporations, working with people I didn't even understand what they were talking about half the time. So it was kind of funny. I mean, consulting would make a great TV show because it's hilarious. You think The Office is funny? The Consultant, that should be a show. Okay, so if you're going to steal that idea, go ahead, do it. It's a freebie. So I just decided, I'm going to take an acting class just because I guess I had always thought about it, and there I was in Los Angeles. And if you're thinking of taking an acting class, then, do it in Los Angeles, because why not? So I did that, and I was terrible to start with. I was terrible for years. I didn't know what I was doing for years. And then somehow me and the business came together at the right time. I banged my head against the wall a lot, and the business didn't want me. Maybe because it wasn't ready for me, maybe because I wasn't ready for it, meaning I didn't really know what I was doing. But then when I finally figured out what I was doing, I maybe got a little confident and I started meeting some people, and then I shared what I could do with them, and then I got opportunities. So I would have never predicted it would happen. I really thought it was just a lost dream, but I just couldn't quite let go of it. I was like, well, I'm not going to give up, but I'm pretty much sure that I'm never going to be on TV or in a movie, right? And here I am, 10 years later, after going through that whole process, and 10 years later, I am booking more now than I ever have. In terms of I have booked 3 out of my last 6 auditions as of this moment in time. Now that is unheard of. But the reason why is I really know what I'm doing now. When I see material, I figure it out and I get what they're going after. I get what the part is because I get what the scene is, because I get what the project is to the best of my ability. Sometimes I don't because they only give you so little information. But I have worked so long and hard at it that it comes, I would never say easy because I always forget stuff. I'm always screwing up. But then when I screw up, I coach myself through the screw ups. I debrief myself. I said, what did I intend on doing there and what actually happened? And what could I do better next time? And that has helped me tremendously. But not to belabor this point, when should you give up? Are you too old to start? Are you too old to continue? The answer is never, never, never unless you decide. If you don't want to do it anymore, then stop doing it. But if you want to do it, keep doing it. And if you want to start doing it, absolutely go for it. Okay? I don't care how old you are. Whether you're... it's funny. People in their 20s say they're too old. Really? So look, it doesn't matter if you're in your teens, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, or your 80s. There are roles for you. And let's face it, as people get older, they drop out of the business, right? They get married and have kids. They want stability. They don't want to live in a small apartment anymore. They want the good things in life. But if the good thing in life to you is the idea of performing and living through the writer's words and all of that stuff, if that's what excites you, then that's what you should be doing. And I don't care how old you are, because nobody else cares either. I mean, your friends might say you're insane, but that's just because they think anyone's crazy who leaves their stable life and then pursues something that's unstable. So that's the only fair warning I'll give you, is it's never going to be stable. Even the most successful actors, I mean, look at people like Nicolas Cage. They own like 20 houses at one time, and then they have to sell them all off because, I don't know, they spent too much or whatever the case is. But it's never too late to start, and you're never too old to keep going, and there's really no reason for you to take anyone else's recommendations. And I know I said about isms, but in particular, I'm talking about age, because that's kind of the big thing, because right now the trend is to hire everyone that was an outcast. Okay, everyone that used to be an outcast of society and used to not be able to get, served at a food counter or couldn't go to the bathroom they wanted to. All of those people are just, the joy of Hollywood. We just can't wait to hire the stepped on minority. And when I say minority, I just mean groups of people, whether they be sexual minorities, whether they be racial minorities, religious minorities. Man, that is the hot number. God help you if you look like me. Although, I could just pull my own little minority card. Hey, you got to hire the red-haired guy, right? But that just doesn't usually work. Even though I was totally discriminated against at school. I was picked on ruthlessly for having red hair because I was the only safe group you could pick on. Well, he's got red hair. Who cares? He's still white. So let's lay into him, boys. Anyway, point being, guys, don't let anyone else tell you what to do with your life. If you want to do something, do it. Nobody else is paying attention. No one even knows you exist. So go make sure they know who you are and what you want to do. And I think you'll do awesome. I am doing more awesome than ever. And You can too. You just have to take the steps and not have expectations about what's going to happen and when it's going to happen, because there's no predicting that. Unless you're going to do your own movies, you have no control over what jobs you book. That's somebody else's department. That's above your pay grade. But I can say that if you really, really, really work hard and you figure out what you're right for, and then you figure out the people that are doing the projects that you're right for, and you present yourself for the right part, they're going to think it's a no-brainer to hire you. They have no desire whatsoever to stop you from succeeding. In fact, if you make yourself useful to them, they want nothing more than for you to succeed. Okay, guys? So that's all I have for now. I hope this was helpful. If you liked this, like it. I don't know how many more times I'm going to do that, but I like it so far. Please share this with your friends who might benefit from it, because sharing and helping others is extremely important. Not because it's the right thing to do, but because they will think highly of you and they will return the favor. And we all end up helping one another, which benefits everyone. We're not in competition, by the way, okay? Like, no actor is competing with another actor. We're all so different. It's ridiculous. So I always laugh when somebody says, well, I already have a blonde person. I can't bring on another blonde. It's like, well, we're not blonde clones. We're not red-haired clones, right? Like, hello. We're totally different. So anyway, like, share, and if you like these videos, then I recommend that you subscribe to my channel. Do it because you want to, not because it's like some exchange. I hate that stuff. Well, like my thing and I'll like yours. Well, do you really like it? Or did you just like it so I'll like yours? Because I'm probably not going to like yours if I don't like it. Okay, be honest, okay? Because eventually we all have to be sincere, or we're just wasting each other's time. You know, if it's fake, like the fake news, then we're wasting our time. It's like when you click on those clickbait articles. Oh, Obama slams or gets or Trump gets fried or whatever. You know, these exaggerated adjectives. Don't fall into that trap, okay? There's nothing worse than clicking on an article where it sounds like something really dramatic happened, and then it's like, you know, somebody used the word not as great as I'd hoped or something like that. You know, like President Obama wasn't as amazing as I thought he was going to be. And they write, you know, he got skewered. It's like, really? Anyway, I'm talking like a teenager now. So, guys, sign up, subscribe, let me know in the comment section if you liked it and what else you want to hear about, okay? I'm always willing to create new content based on what you guys want from me. We will talk to you soon.